Hi, I'm Richard Randall, and welcome to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker. She's the host of the program and owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. This is the weekly radio show that informs and educates you on how to buy or sell real estate, and it does it with Colorado's Real Estate Authority. That's Barb Schlinker. Barb Schlinker is a retired Navy veteran. Barb is an author. Barb Schlinker is also a pilot, and Barb and her team enjoy all that Colorado and the Front Range have to offer. Barb, always great to be talking with you. Now, we air Your Real Estate Voice every Saturday, and if you can't listen to the entire show, it is always available by going to Barb's site, barbhasthebuyers.com, or go ahead and search Barb on most of the podcast platforms like iHeartRadio. You'll find her there. So, Barb, what are we talking about this week?
Well, Richard, I'm excited about this show because it covers a lot of things with brutal honesty about what's going on in the real estate market and some solutions for people. The first one is going to be about the top 5 reasons to sell your home to a cash buyer. We'll go into some details about that. And then the next one is how to get your home that's on the market on the buyer's must-see list. That's been a problem right now. Did you know, Richard, that the available inventory in the Pikes Peak region has gone up 33% since a year ago?
Wow, that is way more than a year ago, but the market keeps fluctuating and changing. And that's why having a couple of decades worth of experience in this market is so incredibly valuable. You can put things into perspective.
Right. So if you're trying to sell your house and all of a sudden it's not selling, they want to know why. Well, you've got more competition, so you have to position the home to get your buyer in the door. Then we're going to talk about the top 10 questions a home seller needs to know to ask before putting their home on the market, particularly when they're talking to and interviewing agents to handle one of their largest assets. And then the last thing is just kind of a checklist, just sort of a flow of the process of getting your house ready for sale. People don't do this every day. Sometimes they're ready to go. They've already remodeled everything. They've already maintained the home really, really well. It's not a problem. But others, we run into issues. And so we're going to walk through that checklist and exactly what to do to get your home ready for sale. And as always, I love covering our hot new listings. Richard?
Barb, the market has certainly changed in the last year. It's causing some people to wonder if their homes will sell quickly and at a good price. Many home sellers want to bet on the sure thing, a cash buyer versus a buyer who's getting a loan. Do home sellers get less money when they're selling to a cash buyer versus a traditional buyer?
Well, Richard, a lot of people really wonder, okay, if I sell my home to one of those investors, the word investor is kind of it connotates a negative thing, like I'm going to sell my home for less money, but that actually is not always true. Some of these investors will pay full market value. And, why would I get more money if I sell my home the traditional way? Well, sometimes you will, but it's going to take longer. And I can tell you that sellers really don't like the uncertainty of not knowing that their home is going to sell, or worse yet, even if they take a contract, the uncertainty of when they're going to get it to the finish line. And we're starting this new program where basically you can go to my website, Barb Has the Buyers, and you can actually get offers on your home. We call it Sell Your Home in 3 minutes with 3 clicks and get 3 offers. So if you want to do that, go to barbhasthebuyers.com, click on cash offer. There's a couple of videos on there that explain the whole program and just give you some really good information so you can walk in the door and know what you're getting into. And then if you decide to meet with us and discuss the sale, we're going to sit down. We're going to take a really good look at your home. We're going to figure out what your goals are, show you all of the options, including our multiple cash offers, and give you the opportunity to get more cash offers, and then give you a really good idea what your home will sell for in this current market. And of course, it's a free service and you're never obligated to sell your home. Now, to give you an idea of what a buyer would pay for your home, it's not always what people think. A lot of people say, well, my neighbor's home sold for this, so mine should sell for this much. And we're finding that that's not really working right now, especially with a third more inventory of available homes on the market. Things are taking longer. Buyers have more choices, and there's fewer buyers for the home sellers to compete for right now because the interest rates are still hovering around 7%. But one of the things that we can do at that time is present your home to 64, actually we're up to about 67 high net worth buyers that will pay cash for your home, and some will pay full market value. And so when the initial meeting takes place, you really don't have to have the home ready for sale at that time. I know a lot of people kind of get nervous about that, and they're like, "Oh my God, no, I'm not ready. My house doesn't look pretty enough for a real estate agent to come over and talk to me." But that day is not when we're taking pictures, okay? We've seen enough homes. We can look past anything that you're planning to do that's not done yet. Plus, we can give you guidance on what to do and what not to do to get your house ready for sale. Because some people don't know. Some people think, oh my God, I got to do a full-on remodel in order to get top dollar. And it depends on the house, it depends on the price range. So that really isn't always the case. So if you're driving and you'd like to get some more information about our programs, you can go to barbhasthebuyers.com or give us a call, 719-301-3900. And of course, you're never obligated to sell your home. And some of the things that we do is we give the sellers certainty on the whole process and how it's going to go, regardless of what kind of offer you're looking at. So we'll help you prepare for getting the home on the open market. We'll help you prepare for photo day. If you decide that you're not interested in going on the traditional sale route and you want to handle a typical cash offer buyer, there's not as much preparation work. You don't have to worry about showing your home to strangers. You don't have to worry about open houses. You don't have to list it for sale. All we need to do is take photos and videos. We submit it to our investor, but we're also marketing to up to 700 buyers in waiting in our database and much, much more. So we give you checklist on what to expect, no matter what kind of process you're going through. That way the home seller has clarity and certainty about what's going to happen. And it's really interesting. I come from, I was in the Navy for years, and I also worked my career field in the Navy. Initially, I worked as an air traffic controller, then became an intel officer. And I worked for the FAA as an air traffic controller for a while, and intel officer. All these jobs had a job description. They had rules and regulations and processes in place about what to do and what not to do, right? When I got into real estate, that was the biggest shock to me, is that there was no process, there were no guidelines. The only thing that they were worried about was keeping the brokers out of lawsuits. So you had to make sure everything was very affirmative in writing in the contracts, but there wasn't a process about how to get ready for sale or how to make the pictures look good, or a process for how you deal with the home sale each step of the way. None of that took place. In fact, I remember when I first got my license, I hung my license with a big box brokerage type firm. And I'd gone to my 1 month of school, and all of a sudden I'm qualified to handle people's largest assets, which I knew I wasn't. And I started asking the other agents in my office, okay, so how do I do this? And how do I do that? And I quickly discovered that they were tolerant of me and answered the question, but I was effectively their competitor. So they really didn't want to help the rookie, right? I was competition for them. So why should they help me grow my business? They have their own business, because the way real estate works is you're all independent contractors. You're all your own business underneath a brokerage competing for the business. So it was surprising to me that there was no clarity, there was no system, there was no checklist. And over the years, I have built up a really good system where everybody knows what's going on. They know what the next step is. They know where they're at. They get pictures, videos, updates, all kinds of stuff. We have a certified pre-owned home program that solves the problem of contracts blowing up over inspections. So it includes a pre-inspection and a home warranty. That way the buyer knows with certainty that they're going to get a house that's in good shape. And they know for a year after closing that they'll be able to maintain that home with very little cost. Whereas people that don't do anything like that, they could spend the money on an inspection and an appraisal and not have any idea what's going to happen in the future. So that's just some of the things that we do. And my name is Barb Schlinker. I'm the broker owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Barb has the buyer's team and also the host of this show. Next up, we're going to just go real quick through the top reasons you should consider selling your home for cash. Richard?
You're listening to Your Real Estate Voice. That's Barb Schlinker. We're talking about how a home seller knows their home is sold, whether they decide on a cash offer or a traditional sales process. So, Barb, tell us about the top reasons that a home seller would consider selling their home to a cash buyer.
Well, there's a lot of home sellers that don't want to wait months and months for their homes to sell. Things like pricing could slow down the sale if it's overpriced, or even if it's priced to similar sales. I found recently it really doesn't work. That doesn't make the buyers make offers if you're pricing to historic sales. You got to price to the competition. The marketing could slow the sale. I was just in a home 2 weeks ago where the home's absolute best benefit was that it backed to open space with beautiful views. But was there a picture of that? No. So the buyers had no idea. They had very few showings. And the other thing that happens is, if it's not priced right, these buyers, they typically won't just throw out an arbitrary lowball offer. They'll just pass the home by. So if you take a cash offer, and let's say you have a home that's been rented or a second home, you don't have to worry about not having rental income and making extra payments and having that hurt your budget. You could move on to a cash sale and have it taken care of right away. And what about people that are moving out of state? A lot of people moving out of state actually have their next destination kind of lined up first. So in their case, timing is absolutely more critical. What about if you're building a home? Cash offers work for those people because a lot of builders actually won't construct a home with a sale contingency tying up the process. They're concerned that by the time it's ready to complete the home, when they get paid, their home won't be sold, and so therefore they won't accept them. So that's why certainty is absolutely important to somebody building a home. What about people that are downsizing? Let's say they're going to a smaller home, or let's say they're going to, I have one client went to an independent living facility, and now she's a motivated seller because guess what? The cost of those monthly are very expensive. So we have to make sure we did get her home sold. So we're excited about that. But I'm just saying, some people would be willing to take a cash offer to not have that uncertainty and waiting for a month or two for it to sell. What about if you have other challenges like a job loss or a divorce? In some cases with a divorce, these sales are court ordered. Or if the family has some kind of financial uncertainty, a cash offer gives them certainty. So that's what we do. And we have this program where you can go to barbhasthebuyers.com, click on cash offers, sell your home in 3 minutes, 3 clicks, 3 offers. So give us a call if you are thinking of making a move at 719-301-3900 or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. Richard?
You're listening to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker. She's the host of the program, and with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, the owner, the proprietor. If you're thinking of making a move, call Barb at 719-301-3900 or visit barbhasthebuyers.com. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll be talking about how to get your home on the buyer's must-see list. It's crucial. It's important. Barb will tell you how to do it when we come back.